why can't Latinas in movies be awesome martial artists? I mean, I was, for over 10 years, I was a professional mixed martial artist. Why can't we see that now? You know what I mean? Why can't
we portray that more?
Exactly.
Instead of just...
We need more Michelle Rodriguez's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we're recording, right? We're going? We're good?
I think we're all good.
How about our sound? Our little baby mic is going to work?
The baby mic.
So it's not a podcast unless something's happening. Oh my gosh, I know. Okay, well, good. Thank you. Hi guys. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast, Make a Mark podcast. I'm really excited about our guest. I'm super excited.
I am too.
I'm super
I've
excited to have this conversation. We've been
from
like,
the beginning.
yeah. You're like on the top of our list.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm honored. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. But first, let me introduce my beautiful friend, Danielle, my partner in crime in this podcast. And also our editor. You do all, Danielle does a lot. She does our media. She does, she handles all of our Instagram, which is a lot of work. She does all of our editing. And she's our star.
Our stars are our guests.
Yeah. But also I want to introduce some of the guys behind our camera. Mark, what's your last name? I'm sorry. Moritis. And he's our camera operator. He's awesome. He's been with us in the beginning since day one. And then also our other amazing help, Vincent Wren, our DP.
Director of photography.
And are we forgetting anyone?
Just the sound guy.
Just a sound guy, that's right. Johnny, my honey, he's helping us. And he's also helped us from the beginning. So grateful to all of you guys.
Michelle Renee.
Oh, yeah, me.
The co-host. That's a little important.
It's a little bit important, yeah. But let's introduce our guest, Nicdali. Yeah, thank you. Snap, 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 snaps.
What is Nicdali's last name?
Yes.
I have no last name.
Yeah.
No, professionally, I have no last name.
Yeah,
Wow,
like
that's
Paris.
cool. Or Prince.
Or Prince. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that.
Next, I'll be
love
a
that.
symbol. No, just kidding.
Yeah. I wanted to start, if it's okay with you, just kind of your family dynamics and where you got started, and because you are so many things. You're a hairdresser, you're a stunt double, soon to be, martial arts, OnlyFans. You have an OnlyFans that you're high percentage on, right? Your high rates on there, and your comic book.
Right.
Creator.
I'm an author, yeah.
An author.
Wow.
That's amazing.
I'm producer, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe just tell us about just your family dynamics, your brothers, your sisters. Do you have brothers, sisters? Or do you?
So I grew up as an only child, and my mom brought me to, I'm originally from Mexico. I was born in Mexico. My mom brought me to America because basically she was trying to get away from my father, who was very abusive, and so she brought me here for a better life, and basically
To get away.
because he kidnapped me before,
Oh, wow.
and he kidnapped me for a year. And in Mexico, the men have more rights, at least back then. And then he hid me for a year. He kept moving me around, and I wasn't
see
even
your mom for a whole year.
When he picked me up, when he kidnapped me, I asked him, I was like, well, where's my mom? When am I going to see my mom? And I remember this. No one told me this.
How old were you?
I was 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you remember that?
I remember it. I remember a lot of it. And he said, your mom doesn't love you anymore, so I'm taking care of you. And I was
He was kind of trying to brainwash you a little bit.
yeah, he was trying to brainwash me. And what didn't make sense to me, even at 3, I was like, if he loves me so much, then why is he taking me to different family members and basically dropping me off and not taking care of me himself, you know? So I just thought that was really weird. And then anyway, finally she got an anonymous call, and she came and got me, and then she met my stepdad, and then he's American, and he raised me. And so basically, I came here, but I was raised an only child. And kind of to lead into your question of like why I do so many different things.
Right.
Well, I didn't have brothers and sisters growing up, and so I would constantly be like, Mom, I'm bored. And she goes, no, you know, unintelligent people get bored.
Right.
So she'd be like, go do this, you know. So she put me in ballet, she put me in gymnastics, and then my stepdad would take me to the gym every day. We would go play basketball. I took art, I took piano, I did everything just to kind of keep me
yourself busy.
Yeah.
Stimulated,
you know. And I was very hyper. Like they tried to tell her I had ADD or whatever. So
Right.
she went to a naturopath, and they told her, oh, she needs exercise. That's what she needs. She has all this energy.
Did they ever put you on Ritalin?
They tried.
And
They tried. But my mom just took all the sugar away, and they just put me in sports. And so I've just always kind of been this person that has all these different interests, and I've tried to fulfill all that to like have this whole thing going on. But I didn't find out till I went and visited my father when I was older that I had a half brother.
Oh, wow.
So I have a half brother. That's my only sibling, and I'm his only sibling. So.
Have you met him and
Yes.
sat down? And
We're actually pretty close because
that's wonderful.
we only have each other. So
Yeah, it's awesome. And what does your brother do?
he works for the oil pipeline. He's like
Okay.
a project manager for them.
Oh, wow.
So I'm super proud of him.
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
awesome. So then you got into hairdressing, which is cool. I know a lot about that, as you know.
Yes.
But tell us how you got into hairdressing and how that led you there.
Well, I've always considered myself an artist, but I can't really draw. I can paint. I love colors and like, you know, blending colors and making different colors from, you know. And my mom told me, Nicdali, you're never going to make any money being an artist. So I was like, what am I going to do? How can I be an artist and make money? So I was like, I was already doing all my girlfriend's hair in high school. So I was like, why don't I just go do hair and be a colorist? You know what I mean? Which I also do hair cutting and all of that. But my main love is hair color.
Right. Yeah,
your
you're
hair
so
looks awesome.
So does yours.
Yeah. And then that, how did that lead into MMA? And it's not MMA, right? It's what do you?
Well, I was a professional mixed martial artist for over 10 years, and then I did MMA for like over that. But
And you did martial art growing up as a kid?
no, I did not.
Oh, okay. So this is a new world for you.
That was a new world for me. I did sports since I was 5, though.
Okay.
Since I was 5, so I've always been athletic.
Okay.
So the way I got into martial arts was I was playing basketball, and I was always not always, but in high school on the varsity team, I was the smallest. I was a point guard. I directed like all the plays and everything. Well, I started noticing that everyone was getting taller and I wasn't.
You were staying short.
And I was staying short, so I was like, I need to be aggressive. So I started doing kickboxing, and then I want to say after about 2 months of doing kickboxing, I met Travis Kalanock.
Who is that?
That's my husband now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And
I haven't met your husband before.
no, you haven't.
No.
So I met him, and he was doing MMA at the time under Mikey Barnett. He's a former UFC fighter. He's way back in the day.
Okay.
Lions Den. And he was like, oh, I don't do kickboxing, but I do MMA. And I was like, what's MMA? I had no idea what that was. He's like, come watch me practice. I went and watched him practice, and I said to him, I would never do that. That is so brutal. I'm like, those guys are kicking your butt.
Yeah.
They're because here he is. He weighs like 135 pounds at the time, and he's going against guys that weigh 200 pounds. They're literally kicking his. Can I say?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
They're literally kicking his ass, and I'm just mortified watching this. And then one of his instructors like, oh, women do this too. You should do it. And then they showed me a video of this show called Hook and Shoot, which is one of the original shows that had women's mixed martial arts, like one of the very first in America. And I saw this girl get all bloody. I was like, there's no way I would ever do that. That is crazy. I would never do that, you know?
Oh my gosh, it's scary. Because
Yeah.
I remember when we talked about training together that I was nervous. I was like, I don't know if that's something I could do. It's because
Did you do a fight with her?
No, but she
Oh, I
came
wanna
to my
see that.
home and we did one session.
We did one session.
And my fear was like getting hit in the face. That's my fear.
My fear is just seeing red and going crazy on somebody and not stopping, you know,
Yeah.
when you hit that point.
Does that happen? Are people like...
Not in fights, you know. I don't know. I've never had that happen, but you do hit this like adrenaline, like in your body where you just kind of like black out, and that's where training comes in. That's why you have to train and you have to do a lot of repetitions on techniques so that your body so it becomes like muscle memory,
Right.
is what they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have a little more experience with like handling those situations so you don't let yourself like go that far, I guess, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think that as a martial artist, you want to always stay calm. So, you know what I mean? It did help me a lot. I did have a lot of anger issues when I was younger, you know,
Yeah.
with all the stuff that happened to me.
Of course.
So, but in a fight, you always want to keep it professional. You always want to keep your emotions down, because if you don't, that's how you like gas yourself out, you
Right.
know?
How was it like for you in high school during that time? Like,
Oh my God. So growing up in high school was really weird for me, because here I was an athlete, but I was also like I loved Danielle's outfit. Like I would dress like that to school.
Yeah.
And heels. Yeah.
Yeah.
So people.
so right away that makes you like,
That makes
that's
you-
the weird girl.
That's the weird girl.
Yeah.
And then also, you know, I grew up in Oklahoma, so I was
Oh,
one of the
gosh.
only Latina girls in school.
Yeah.
So that was odd too. Like everybody's like, who's
Yeah.
this weirdo, you know?
Right, right. Yep.
How'd you get out to California?
That's a very long story. You guys want to hear it?
Yeah, definitely.
So fast forward to kind of the end of my MMA career. I started working social media for a company called Combate, and so I started working with them, and then they promoted me to, when I retired from MMA, they promoted me to fight director and matchmaker. Because of my experience with women's MMA, I knew it inside and out.
Yeah.
I knew the fight game inside and out. Like literally, MMA, I've done every single job you can think of. I've been besides judge, I haven't been a judge, or referee, but I've been a ring girl. I've everything else you can
handled it
think
all.
of. Everything, fighter, manager.
And you also train too. You're an instructor. Is that what it would be called, an instructor?
I am one of the assistant coaches at West Coast MMA in Oxnard. And so basically, yeah, so I went full time doing that job. Well, they wanted me to move to LA, and I was living in Vegas at the time. And basically, I was like, I'm not moving to LA.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not moving to LA unless you pay me like way more.
Right.
And I said, I'll move to Oxnard and Ventura where I have friends and family. And they said, okay, that's fine.
Right.
But from me getting to Oklahoma to Vegas, basically, my husband and I decided to go full time as a professional mixed martial artist, because I did have a good following. I was signed to a very big company where they were having me fight, and they were so basically we went all in on being a professional mixed martial artist, and moved from Oklahoma to Vegas so that I could be in the fight capital of the world, the MMA fight capital of the world. And so that
Where do they usually have their fights in Vegas?
Yes.
Where do they?
It depends on what promotion it is.
Okay.
But mostly at casinos. They have them at casinos.
Do you still fight?
I don't fight professionally anymore. I could if I wanted to. I've sparred some of the girls that are currently signed with the UFC, and I still have it. I still got it.
Do men try? Do they ever underestimate you?
Oh, all the time.
Have you fought a man? Is that just frowned upon?
In training, I have. In
Okay.
training, I have.
But they don't have actual matches?
No, that's very frowned upon.
Yeah. What was your first fight like?
Oh my God.
I was so scared.
I was
nervous. I guess you wouldn't be if you trained up until then, but like
you're still
Still your
nervous.
first.
yeah, so
You're
your
still
first
so
fight.
nervous. Your first fight is you just have all this anxiety, but then you're excited too because you've trained so hard for this moment. And up until my first fight, I trained for 2 years, just MMA. And I had, for 6 months, I kept having, oh, you're going to fight, and then opponents would drop. Because back then, there wasn't a lot of women that fought MMA. You know, it wasn't a thing. It was not cool to do. It was not cool to do.
Really?
I was constantly getting like, oh, you're so pretty. Why are you going to do that? You're going to mess up your face.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't care. I want to do
Still
this.
pretty.
Still pretty. I broke my nose, but
I was gonna ask
Yeah.
that. What's the worst injury you got?
that's not the worst one. But
Oh,
What
what's the
is?
worst one?
the worst one was I was training with this girl who's currently in the UFC, and she's bigger than me, and we were both going for like this judo throw, and because she's bigger than me, she landed on top of me because it's like 50-50. You're like, you have your arms and you're hip to hip. And I tried and she tried. And earlier that day was the first time I ever took her down. Ever. Before that, she just kicked my butt, like, really bad. And so we were 50-50. And so anyway, she landed on me. She threw me and landed on me, and my arm was like this. And it snapped a ligament in my shoulder. And that was the worst pain I've ever felt. I couldn't breathe.
Oh my God.
I never cry, and it made me cry.
Yeah.
I was so upset. I knew that I really injured myself, and I was training for a fight. I came home, and I never do anything like this, but I came home, I shut the door, I grabbed the tequila, and I started drinking.
The pain was that much.
It was that much, and I didn't want to be bothered. I was just, I didn't know. It was like, it was a very low point in my life. And my husband walks in, he's like, are you okay? Because he had heard from everyone, you know, she got hurt. He comes in, he's like, are you okay? I was like, leave me alone.
Oh, wow.
And he just shuts the door. And
He's all backing out.
he's like, because I've never done that, you know?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
all these years we've been together, I've never been like that. So he's like, whoa.
How long have you been married?
I choose not to say, but
Okay.
it's been a long time.
A long time?
An eternity is what I like to
Okay.
say.
Oh, I love that. And you guys met in the MMA realm?
No, we didn't.
No?
No, we met at a gas station.
What?
Yep.
That's
Okay.
Okay,
a
how
random-
did that happen?
Well, so
Hey girl, you look fine while pumping your gas.
no, I actually came on to him. I actually came
You
on
did?
to yes.
Good.
So I was in high school. I was like a senior in high school, and he was working there, and we were having a car wash for, you know, to raise money for our team. And so I walk in and I see his face, and instantly I see like this lifetime of things, just like these visions, these feelings that I have for this person I've never met before in my entire life. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, whatever, you know. But then I saw him and he was smiling later on during the day, you know. And I was like, God, he's so cute. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go up to him and tell him I think he's cute. So I went up to him. And I go, oh my God, you're so cute. And he goes, you're pretty cute too. And he goes, pretty shy. And then before I left that day, he comes up to me. He's like, can I have your number?
Oh.
Yeah. So I gave him my number.
That's so cute. That's sweet.
Do you guys have any kids?
No.
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 Yeah, that's awesome. I love that story. That's cute. That's how my sister met. My kind of like that. Not at a gas station, but they were like drive. He was in his friend's car. She was in her friend's car. I think she was the passenger, and they were just like hollering at each other. Like that's how they used to like hook up, you know. Like that's how you would like meet people, not online, like not on these apps or whatever. But like we would just like holler at each other, like "What's up, girl? What's up?"
Actually, in real life.
Yeah, yeah. And so, when was your last fight?
My last fight was in 2017. So,
And you just decided, like after that fight, that was going to be your last one, or
well, let's double back.
Yeah,
Back to
okay.
my first fight.
okay,
So when I started fighting, no one really wanted me to fight. Not my mom, not even my husband Travis. He's like, "Why are you doing this? it's a pipe dream. Like, and leading, going to my first fight, like on the way, we had to drive a few hours. It's like, why are you doing this? He pissed me off so much. And I had to fight him like tooth and nail to like do it. He wasn't supportive of it like at all. Like he was, but he wasn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. I know.
You know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I told him, I said, look, you went to the Marine Corps. I stood by you. I was supportive of you. So I'm asking you to do the same. So he was like, okay. So I went in there the first fight, and we're just sitting there punching like grabbing each other, blah, blah, blah. And then so I take her down. And then after that, I decided that I was going to fight more. I loved it so much. It fulfilled me. You know what I mean? It was just like, it radiated it. Like, and it needed to be a part of my life.
And then eventually your husband like saw that, like how much
it
made you happy?
After that first fight. He saw like, okay, like she's really for real.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why at the time he didn't know that I was really for real, because the first time that he ever trained me, he made me run 6 miles with like all this stuff on.
Gear.
Oh, wow.
And then had me do like a block of like, what do you call it, lunges. And then he had me spar him, and he knocked me out, like flash knockout.
Did he get into the MMA world with you?
He was before me.
Oh,
he was into it before me.
Okay.
Yeah. So my goals for when I started fighting was I wanted to fight internationally. I wanted to be an exciting fighter. I wanted to be like a fan favorite. And I wanted to, my biggest dream was to fight in Mexico City. That was my biggest dream.
Why?
She's from there? Is that what I would think? That was my guess.
Well, I'm not from Mexico City, but I want, in my mind, my silly little mind, I was like, you know, that was the pinnacle of like the Aztecs, and you know, I was like Aztec warrior kind of thing. Like I just want to like make it there. That's what I wanted. You know what I mean? Don't ask me why. I was, you know, that's just what I wanted.
I don't know. I feel the same way. When it just comes to Mexico, I always think of like the Aztecs, and I love that we have that in our past, and like as our ancestors. I love that because they're such warriors. I know that they did a lot of crazy shit too.
Oh yeah.
But it's just kind of cool to know like those are our ancestors.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just kind of thought like, I'm going back. Like I'm a warrior. Like, so that's kind of what, and I accomplished most of my dreams. Like I fought in Japan. I fought in Puerto Rico. I fought all over the U.S. And I was a fan favorite. I still am. I still have people, you know, that's why I have a successful fans only. Like, oh, I've watched you since this. Like, you're so exciting. I never had a boring fight. You know what I mean? So fast forward to my last fight.
Yeah.
So I went and stayed in Mexico City for 4 weeks before I had my fight so that I could acclimate to the altitude. I was sitting in my hotel room and I was thinking to myself, thinking about my whole career, thinking about everything that I accomplished. And then I started thinking about the future. And I was like, what do I have to show for it? I was like, all my friends they're very successful monetarily. They have all this stuff. What do I have? What is the future for a 105-pound mixed martial artist? And I was like, there's no future. There's no future. I have literally reached like the top of what I wanted to do. So I was like, I need to do something else. I don't know what it is. And it's kind of weird that I thought about that before my fight, because I was like,
I don't know. You're a deep person. And just like how you described, you know, first meeting your husband and visioning all of this life with him and not even, I don't know, that's pretty cool about you. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I was like, I'm gonna, you know, I was like, I'm gonna do this fight. I'm gonna win, blah, blah, blah. Well, I ended up not winning. And I didn't watch my last fight till recently, honestly.
Really?
Because it was just so, like, I put so much into it, you know. 6 months before that fight, I had that worst injury. I injured my shoulder. So there was 3 months of that where I was literally like walking, hanging on rocks, you know, doing everything I could to strengthen it up, doing all the physical therapy, you know, not knowing if I was going to fight again.
Right.
So I told myself, I was like, I'm going to do this last fight and give it everything I have. And I had the best team. You know, I had my husband, who's been coaching MMA fighters for over 20 years. I had Robert Follis, who's coached multiple UFC champions and over 20 years of experience. So I felt so ready going into it. But then afterward, I just was like, I need that skin needs to, I need to shed that. And one thing that made me realize that was like, my coaches told me like how coachable I am. And then I started thinking, what can I do with my martial arts? I love martial arts. I still do.
Yeah.
I train 6 days a week, multiple times a day. I love it. I will not, I try to live without it, having that executive position for that MMA company. And I just feel dead. I just don't feel like
creative.
Yeah, I don't. That fire,
you're a sporty girl.
Yeah. So
that leads you into wanting to be a stunt woman.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Ah.
Mhm.
We also wanted to know if you could show us some moves on our bag back here.
For sure.
And the split thing you talked about.
And the split thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted you to show us a couple moves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Danielle, you go first.
Oh, like she's not hitting the bag.
She's gonna show you.
Oh, okay. I was like, gonna hit me. Okay.
No, you're gonna
I'm
show
not
you
gonna hit
She's not gonna hit you.
Okay, I got it. I've never been in a fight before or any kind of like
Okay.
anything. I don't even know how to throw a punch.
Okay. I would say, are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
You're right-handed. So.
With a broken pinky history, but it's fine. Stronger now because it's metal.
Oh well. You're like RoboCop now.
Robo pinky.
So basically, you want to get your left. Since you're right-handed, you want your left foot in front, and you want it to point at your opponent, which is the bag.
Okay.
And then the same with the back one. You kind of want to like create a 45-degree angle with your legs. So there you go. Yeah. And then slight bend in your knees, and then you want your hands up here by your face to protect your head. So that way, if they throw a punch, you can come here and block. Come here and block. If they throw a kick, you can come here. But we're kind of too close for a kick. But to throw a punch, you're gonna rotate your palm down. So I don't want you to hit the bag yet. I just want you to the air. So you want to rotate your palm down. So we are gonna do the left one, which is the jab hand.
Okay.
So you rotate it down like that. And bring it back to your chin.
Oh, chin. Okay.
Yeah. And the goal is to try to hit with these two knuckles. Because when you have it straight, it like aligns with your body and is stronger.
Okay.
So
2 knuckles.
So like that. And you kind of rotate your body a little bit.
I wouldn't have thought to do the left because it's like my not dominant.
Well,
is this the knocker outer then? Huh?
Yes,
And
that's the knocker outer. I say, the jab is a range finder, and you want to play with it to realize what your range is, like what your range is. Like I know I've been doing this so long, I know what my range is like. So I know that. See how much space is between the jab. I know that if I miss that much, that the right hand will land.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I also know that if I miss with those two, that I can throw the hook and it land.
Oh
like
my
I know
gosh.
that. Like I know my range.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So basically with the jab is you want to be here, you want to twist your body slightly. Do you see how I twist? Mm-hmm. And then you're gonna rotate down. And see how I'm keeping the other one right by my chin. So I'm gonna do 3 and then I'll have you do 3.
Okay.
Maybe sound effects.
There you go. That's actually pretty good.
I almost hit myself in the face. Why?
And then
so
we
close?
knock ourselves out.
Like, why do you keep so close to?
I do because if I'm in here and it, like my opponent throws a punch, I'm like right
That's
here.
right. You said
Yeah.
this thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I can come in
And
here
they
and like
hit
block
this?
easily. Yeah.
Okay. That makes
And then
sense.
you hit this, which if I actually broke a girl's hand because I went here and she hit my elbow.
Oh, no.
So she in a fight she broke her hand. Yeah.
That's
All
horrible.
right.
I didn't
go.
find out till like after we fought, but
Oh, that's scary. Okay, that was fun.
Okay, let's switch. Want me to try?
I'm going to teach you the cross.
Oh God. Okay. What is that?
So basically, you're right-handed too, right?
Yeah.
So basically, same thing. Left with a 45-degree angle. So a little tighter. There you go. Yep. And so instead of throwing the left one, you're going to throw the right one, and you want to rotate it down. Take a that much of a step forward with both feet. There you go. Yeah. And pivot slightly with that back foot. There you go. Good. 1 second.
Hold that here.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's more.
With beginners, I literally have them put it right here on their chin.
Like on their chin.
Yeah.
And you just keep it there.
Yep.
I feel like it's more intimidating that you're barefoot. I don't know why.
Ready. Now we're gonna fight each other. All right, that's our lesson.
So
That's
basically,
cool.
that's a jab and a cross.
Okay, thank you so much.
And the splits, real quick.
Oh,
the split
yeah.
squat. I'm afraid that can I hold this? Because I'm afraid that when I jump up,
Oh, we could take it off if you.
Take it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or you. She's clipped
I'll
over.
help you. Over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Just remember you don't have a mic on you.
Okay. So I'll
Should we
talk
stand
super
back?
loudly. So basically, a split squat is like a lunge. You're gonna be here. So you're gonna be here, and then you're gonna jump up, and then you're gonna switch your feet.
Ooh.
So, and then it's important that when you jump up that you bring your hands up because that'll help your body like have momentum of going up.
This is how you get a nice butt.
This is one of the things that I do for my booty.
Okay.
So,
Everyone, pay attention.
so you're here. So you're. So, and when I
Okay.
very first started, I did 12 reps of 3, and then you build on that. And then you get to the point where you do like 12 seconds, and then you rest for a minute, and then you build on that.
So it's those jump squats.
Jump squats, which is like squatting, and then you jump
I've seen
up.
that one. I've never seen the. Okay.
And then there was one more, wasn't there?
No, that was that.
Those two
And then I,
are the main ones,
you know,
and
the
just regular squat.
the regular like the what do they call these? The fire hydrant.
Oh, 'cause you're
And the
peeing on.
donkey kicks.
That's funny.
And then kicking. So I'm not gonna kick the bag, but this right here
Yeah.
to build the side butt.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Awesome.
right.
Well, thank you. That
Thank
was
you so
fun.
much. Wait, I want to make sure that everyone knows where to follow. So one more time, tell everybody where's our camera?
Well, remember she can't hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're like both. I'll keep mine. So are we here? And I want her to give her.
Do it to him. It's a wider room.
Okay.
It's probably better.
Okay. You can let everyone know where to find you, where to follow you one more time. But we'll still put it on the bottom, but I just want,
Okay.
I want them to know.
So everyone can find me. It's the same all across the board at Nicdali. So at Nicdali.
Okay.
Easy enough.
And where can people follow you?
It's at the bottom.
Okay.
Danielle Viali. Easy, but yeah, hard to spell.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank
All
you
right.
for coming on.
I had a blast.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.